going the other side versus going the other side of the career track and being a field director or an agency builder, and then getting up into market director or regional director, and what that compensation package could potentially look like. And then we can compare the two to see which one or what the difference is, and see which one you want to choose, what path you want to go down. So we'll be sharing my screen with you. I do have a career track model that I want to show you. And we'll run through the numbers and I'll kind of explain it. So hopefully everybody can see my screen here, and there should just be one career track model up where we're starting out at a career track level 1. And we're
Jason,
yes.
Just real quick, I just wanted to say two things. One is I forgot to record the introduction. I hit that kind of late. I did want to say, guys, this is Jason Stipp, the manager of agency development and planning, sharing with us our career track vision tool. And I just want to encourage everybody on here, guys. There's a lot of numbers on our screen, and some of us have tendencies to zone out when we see this amount of numbers and like grab our phone and hop on the social media and just kind of mentally check out. Guys, do your best to put that away and just focus on the screen right now, because truly understanding the full opportunity here can make the big difference in you making really good calls and good choices during the day, and making some that might be a little suspect when you fully understand how much your time really is worth. And this is going to explain that. So Jason, back over to you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, so this model here is a 6-year plan. It can be used for an individual just coming into the organization, or it can be used for somebody that's been here for 10 years. So there's no limits to it. Well, there are a few limits, but we can explain those one-on-one and how it will impact you. But we'll say this individual comes in, he starts at a level 1, and he's going to average 15,000 NAP per month. So that's going to come out to 180,000 a year. And it's going to run through what advances look like, what kind of commissions get paid out on the account, what kind of bonuses are paid, what does that first year or that current year cash flow look like, what does your renewal income look like. So it's going to run through each one of those, and anything in yellow we can change. So if you want to meet with me one-on-one, we can go in and build a model specifically for you, and I can print out a slim version of this, and then I also have a summary version. I will print out both of those and email them to you, so that way you can have an opportunity to stick them up on the wall, and whichever one's more appealing to you, you can always go back and reference to go, you know what were my goals? What did I want to achieve that year? So you can always reference back to it. So if we run through these numbers, we've got 15,000. The advances that are going to be paid out are going to be approximately 42,000. Commissions are just under 30,000. There's not any renew commissions yet because you're still in that first year. This individual is not building a team, so there's not any override commissions being paid out. We'll assume that you hit that $1,000 quick start bonus, and then the monthly cash bonus for the year comes out to be about $4,500. And shortly, I'll show you what can happen or how you can change or impact this number just by focusing in on your quality. But this individual would recognize roughly $47,500 in compensation in that first year. On top of that, they've also created a commission stream of about 28,000, which that 28,000 for this particular model is scheduled to pay it out over the next 30 years. So just for that first year of work, you've will recognize approximately $75,000 in current and future commissions. If we go to the second year, this individual is still holding that $15,000. At this point, commissions have exceeded advances. So you have now flipped your account. And for those of you who don't understand what flipping your account means, during that first year, you're receiving advances. Those are loans. Well, you have to pay back that loan, and that loan is paid back through commissions that you're building up on your account. Well, once your commissions have paid off your entire loan, you are no longer in a debt position, you are in a credit position. So you have flipped your account. So this individual now has flipped their account. So they no longer have a debt, and they have a current year cash flow of about 71,000. And then they have added on about $37,600 onto their future commissions. So in that second year, for that work alone, they have about $107,500 added on to their compensation. The third year, still at 15. All the bonuses, you're now at 81,000, added on 48,000. And you'll notice on here, on the 6th year, these future commissions do not change. Reason being is, if you're going down the sales professional path, you won't exceed past an SP5. So your contract remains the same. It doesn't change. Now, the reason your current year cash flow is changing is because all that work that you did in the prior years, you're starting to see your new and renew commissions coming out and paid out to you. But your renewal commissions will remain the same. So for this individual not building a team, we're going to assume that they have 100% A to T. They recognize about 465,000 in current year income. Total compensation is about 691,000. Of that 691,000, the future commissions comes out to be about 227,000. So this is an individual that's focusing on just being a sales professional, going out and knocking on doors, and that's it. If they maintain that 100% A to T, their monthly cash bonus is about $4,500. If they really focus on A to T and quality, and I'll explain that to you a little bit more, because some might be doing not quite understand what that is. But if you're A to T, if you focus on it, you get up to 115, that will change a lot of things. That is going to change the commissions that you receive. That's going to change your monthly cash bonuses that you receive. So it's going to change. You know, we had that number in here of 465. That changes your compensation to 528,000. Future commissions change to 261,000. So if you focus in on your quality, that is the impact to your compensation. It's not just a number to keep a track on. That number impacts your compensation. Quality, what that is, or A to T. You know, we look at the premium that you have put on the books. And we say, well, how much of that premium did you sign up, and how much of it is still active? Now, our actuaries have gone and say, okay, well, we know that you're going to have clients that come in and they stay 3, 6, 9 months and then fall off. So we have a persistency schedule, and we say, you know, we expect this particular amount of premium to still be active. It's a target active premium number. So they take your actual active premium and divide that by your target active premium to come up with your A to T number. So it's a quality indicator, and that can hurt you in the opposite direction. If you go down to 90, that's going to change your compensation. So we're at 461, now you're at 422. If you drop down below 80, so you go to 79, you lose your monthly cash bonuses. Your current year cash flow has dropped to 355. So quality matters, A to T matters. I encourage you to look at your Casper reports on a monthly basis. Keep track of that. If you are building a team, keep track of your team Casper. That team Casper only gives you a number, so you can't really look at who's on your team and what, if your A to T is low, you can't drill down to see who on your team is causing it. But Van has those numbers. Kyle has those numbers. So reach out to them and say, hey, who's on my team that's hurting me? Or who is on my team that is just a rock star knocking this A to T number out of the park? I want to get with them and see what they're doing.
Hey, Jason.
Yes.
for those at home or that are out there that are saying, well, how can I impact this? How can I make sure my A to T is high, which will increase my lifetime residual income? Guys, the things you can do are things like working referrals. Okay, guys, that's when people are sent to you from someone else and they find out that someone else has got it, they're going to keep it. Guys, layering policies. Instead of selling someone 4 or 5 policies the first time, selling them 2 and then revisiting them in 2 months, policy reviews, and then selling them another policy. When people see you a second time, they keep it longer. Writing thank you notes within 24 hours and getting them in the mail so people get that thank you note before the thought of dropping it enters their mind. And last but not least, so reservicing is a huge one for people. Going back and seeing your clients, guys. Those are all things that can definitely increase. And the last thing is, guys, helping someone file a claim. When you go back and you visit somebody, it's been 6 months, tell them, hey, we might owe you some money. If you have a pap smear, mammogram, some kind of cancer screening, and show them how to take that form and fax it into the company and get $75, $200 for that. Guys, when people file a claim and they get cash, they keep the policy for a long, long time. So just a couple things that you can do that are in your control to help increase that A to T ratio.
That's absolutely correct. All right, so now what I want to do is pull up another version of this model where I've added in a person who is going on that right side of, I want to be a director, I want to build a team. And we'll look at how that compensation looks like, or what that compensation looks like. And I want to kind of set this up side by side in just a minute. I just want to run through the numbers. So we're still holding that 15,000 average monthly NAP. We're now saying you're going to start building out a team. So we have 3 different buckets of recruits. So we have a direct recruit. That is somebody that you go out and you recruit somebody, and that new agent is directly tied to you, that you are responsible, or they fall underneath, you direct recruited them. If one of your team members goes out and they get a direct recruit, that is a team recruit, because that new recruit is on your team, but you weren't responsible for directly recruiting them. An assigned recruit, that is somebody higher up in the hierarchy that goes out and they have a direct recruit and they assign them to your team. For this scenario, I have 0 assigned recruits. I'm solely focused on you building your team versus you going out and direct recruiting, or somebody on your team going out and direct recruiting. In the first year, you have 4 directs, 1 team recruit. Second year, 6 recruits, 3 team recruits. Third is 8 directs, 8 team. Fourth is 10 and 10 team. And fifth is 12 directs and 12 team. And the 6th year is 14 and 12. Now, once you get up into a market director level, you need to have 2 directs, at least 2 direct recruits per quarter. So 2 times 4 is 8. So that number there is realistic and is achievable. We're building up to becoming an RD. Well, that's a saying, in the 5th year, you're starting to really operate as an RD. And to no surprise, in that 6th year, by the end of the year, you will be an RD. Still starting off at a level 1. That first year, we can start comparing this side by side now. I did notice one thing I want to change. That first year as a sales professional, you did about 47,500. As a agency builder or field director, you have gone from 47,500 up to 55,000 just in that first year. But what really pays off is if you start looking at these override numbers, you've added on an additional $5,000 in renewal income just in that first year. The second year, you've gone from 71,000 to 91,000. That's a $20,000 pay increase. You've added on $20,000 onto your renewals. So now you have 148,000 in that second year. Third year, you've gone from 81,000 to 135,000. Added on 51,000. And now that you're an MD, you're also adding on to your personal renewal stream. You went from 48,000 up to 56,000. That fourth year, you're at 175,000. You've added on further onto your renewal income, and you went from 48,000 up to 64. Your team has added $78,000 onto your renewal income for a total of 307,000. The fifth year, 211. You're still an MD, so that remains unchanged. But your team has added on $107,500 onto your renewals for $365,000. The sixth year, this is the year that you become an RD. Come back up here. Never go past a level 5, and your current is not even 6 figures, and you're looking at 91,000. You come down here to the 6th year, you're at $260,000 for that current year cash flow. 72,000 for personal renewals, 149,000 for override renewals. Total compensation for that year's work, $453,000.
Great.
So you've gone from 227,000 in renewals to a little over 671,000. So that's the difference in building a team. That's the vision. That's what I wanted to demonstrate to you is, yes, you can go out, you can be that sales professional. That's great. Do that if that's what you really want to do. But if you want to go the path of being a agency builder, a field director, a regional director, a market director, that's what the compensation looks like. That's the difference in the two. Yes, there is more work going out and recruiting, training, and selling, but that's what you're getting paid $260,000 for. Now, before I go on to kind of the next tool that I wanted to show you, does anybody have any questions on that?
Guys, is anybody completely and utterly lost? Okay, no one's lost. Everyone's following you. Fine, Jason.
Hopefully they're still with us.
Yeah, I hope they're on.
So,
hey, let me just say, guys, this is a lot of stuff. Okay, it's a lot of stuff, and repetition is the mother of all learning. So if this is the first time you're seeing it and you're going, man, I don't get this, that's okay. Make sure the first time you get it, you're trying to get it, right? It'll probably be the 5th or the 6th time that we go through this that it's going to click. But you got to go through the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th time to get to the 6th time. So make sure if this is the 1st or 2nd that you're really honing in and paying attention. Otherwise, if the 6th time we go through it is the first time you're paying attention, you're still on square one. So just pay attention, guys. It takes a little bit, and hopefully you're writing down. If you have some questions that it's just not making sense, write them down. Come to me, come to Kyle. And then we can get a one-on-one session with Jason some other time, guys, but let's just not stick our head in the sand and just say it's tough. I don't get it. So I'm just going to go back to just banging on doors. We got to do that. But when you understand the why behind the what, you're more likely to get the why done and do it at a high level.
yeah, so I know Van and Kyle have seen this. This is the Excel version. They always get the PDF version. But I can do a commission runoff on your existing sales to see what you have built up for yourself. Now I have two different versions up here, and I'll explain each one of them to you. This one here, the 18,500. I went out and at random, I picked SP3s and FD3s, and I picked 24 of them. And I pulled a commission runoff on those 24 and I averaged them out. So what this says is that if you are 100% vested, and if you were to leave the company today, over the next 12 months, it would pay out to you about $8,000. The 12 months after that, about 750. 12 months after that, 673, and that is the 30-year runoff. So that, again, this is an average of 24 level 3s, what their runoff looks like as of today. This model is at a level 5. I did 12 at random. This is what their commission runoff looks like. We went from 18.5 to a little under 135. So that's the difference of getting from one level to the next. I mean, that's just going, this is, again, a demonstration from a level 3 up to a level 5. Now, what I can do with these runoffs, and this is what I really want to encourage you to do, is when you've been in the business for 6 months, a year, or longer, and you want to start looking at goal setting, I can take these runoffs, and I have another version of the Career Track Vision tool. I can drop the runoff in here, and then we can start building out what you want to do. You know, that 15,000, that's just an average achievable number. If you want to shoot for the moon and say, you know what, I want to do 25,000, we can put that number in there. And let's say that you're at a level 4, I can put your level in there. Now, I said earlier that this tool is doesn't really have any limits. The one limit it does have is if I start you off at a level 4 or a level 2 or even a level 3, it doesn't go up to the next level until you've hit the NAP criteria requirements. It doesn't capture what you've already done. The model has to catch up before it bumps you up to that next level. But even with that, we can start you off at level 4 and just run through the numbers and give you an idea of what that looks like when you'll go to that next level, and what that compensation looks like and what kind of overrides you're adding onto your account. You know, this takes into account that you have a runoff about 37,000. Takes in your personal commissions that you'll receive that year, takes in override commissions that you'll take that year, so a total of 88,750. Now, I'm assuming at this point, whenever we start talking, that you've already passed that window to achieve your quick start, so that's at a 0. But then all the other bonuses are still available to you. The field director promotion is still in there, even though you may have already hit it. But when you're talking 105,000, that $500 isn't really making a huge dent in that number. So I do encourage you to write down my contact information. Reach out to me. We'll set up a Zoom. We'll sit down. I will pull your commission. I will go out and pull your A to T. And we will make a model specifically for you. It'll be customized to you. I will print off the slim version and a summary version and email those to you, so that way you can tack them up on the wall and always refer back to them throughout the year. And if once a year passes and you go, know what, I blew those goals out of the water, I want to revamp that, getting hold of me again. We'll set up a new meeting, we'll put in new goals, and I'll send those back out. But that's really what I was wanting to demonstrate to you all this morning, was just the difference between being a sales professional and being an agency builder and moving up that right side of the career track. It's up to you what you want to do, but I want you to be informed of the differences in each side of the career track.
Guys, if anybody has a question, I guarantee you, if you have a question, there's 8 to 10 other people that have the same question. Where something comes from, how you came up with that. I mean, it's a great opportunity to be with the person that understands this tool better than anybody else in our company. Got any questions? We got time for 1 or maybe 2.
No questions, but that was very helpful.
I got a question. I didn't understand how you said level 4, how we can start you at level 4 and it can't catch up to 5. I don't understand the levels, the CT level.
Okay, so if you look at career track, most folks come in at level 1. So they have 0 net annualized premium. But once they get 25,000 NAP, they will jump up to the second level. So they'll go from a level 1 to a level 2. Once you have 50,000, then you go up to level 3. 150,000 is at level 4, and 300,000 is at a level 5. So the model, I can put in that you're currently at a level 4, but the model doesn't promote you to a level 5 until it catches up and says, okay, you've now hit the $300,000 NAP. So it takes it a little bit to catch back up to where you're actually at. It doesn't promote you until it says, oh, now I see that you've got 300,000 NAP, so I'm going to bump you up.
I got you. It makes sense. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? That was a good one.
Yeah, can you go back to that page? I need to screenshot that.
To the career track page right here?
Yeah, I had it. I don't know what I did with it, but thank you.
Sure.
Good things to have. Guys, if anybody else would benefit from a screenshot of any of this, I'm sure Jason can pop through and pause on each of the 2 or 3 screens that he shared. And guys, this is a tool that we can email out to you and you can play with the numbers. And I would encourage you just kind of plug some things in. Hey, what happens if I sell 15,000 per month, 180K per year? But what does it look like if I step it up and hit 20 per month and 240 for the year? And how does that play out? Just looking at the differences can be the difference in you just kind of getting satisfied-itis and stopping after 15 or 16 and then pushing to get to 20, or not taking the time to create your recruiting story and then going, there's WIFM, what's in it for me? That's a lot that's in it for me. I think I'm going to create my recruiting story, practice it, get good at it, and go share it 3 or 4 or 5 times a day and see if I can't get some additional people in the recruiting pipeline, because I don't want to sit around and wait for Kyle to grow my business for me. But yep, good screen right there. If anybody wants to screenshot that, that's a good one.
I will say if you want this tool, I will email it to Van and Kyle and they can have it, and then you can ask them to email it to you. It is protected, so don't feel like you're going to go in and break something. Anything in yellow can be changed. If it is not in yellow and you try to change it, it will ask for a password.
Simple enough. Well, Jason,
this was awesome. This was unbelievable, guys. It's so powerful just knowing the power of the numbers and what you're doing today will impact you and your family's future for generational wealth. And this is the best tool I have ever seen to date. And guys, this is huge. This is a game changer. And just knowing the numbers, knowing that you're not seeing all the income that you're making right now, that you are building a future for yourself that you can be very excited about, will really help you push through. And knowing that really you're only seeing roughly half the income that you're actually making right now, right? Like there's a lot of income that's going to get paid out to you, and it's called stick and stay and make it pay. And every year that you're here, you're just building that wealth over time. And it's amazing to see after you've been here for 2, 3, 4 years, what that looks like. It's pretty exciting. Thank you, Jason.
Absolutely. Thank you.
absolutely. And guys, not to muddy the waters, but there's kind of a cool, I'll end up on this and just share, you've been on a Zoom talking about residual income. You've probably heard Todd mention how he's really focused on getting his renewals up to $3,333 per month. That's a big number for him. And that's because Todd knows about the 4% rule. that he learned from a financial guru named Brian Wilson a few years back. And guys, what that 4% rule means is that you really, when you get to retirement, whatever you have saved, because most people that retire don't have residual income. They've got whatever they got, and they better make it last until they expire from this earth. But what that means is that whatever you've got is you can basically afford to take about 4% off out of that, okay, away from the principal, and expect it to replenish itself through interest. Okay, so that means, guys, if you have, let me ask you guys a quick question. Do you think that if when you get to age 62, or age 60, and you retire, do you think that having $40,000 a year, do you think you'd want to have at least $40,000 per year? Let's put it that way.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? Would you want to have less than that or more than that?
More.
More.
Probably more, right? But guys, if you take $40,000 and you divide it by 4%, guys, that means that you need to have $1 million saved to be able to live off $40,000 per year. Now, some of you guys might be going, man, that's a little daunting, right? But guys, $40,000 a year, okay, if you divide that by 12 months, that's $3,333 a month. So when you get your residuals up to $3,333 a month, $3,333 per month, that's the same as having $40,000 a year in residual income, which, guys, is the same thing as having $1 million sitting in an annuity that you can skim 4% off per year. So that's a new concept. It might take a couple more times explaining that, just like what Jason just shared with us today. But guys, it's real, and you guys are creating something. We're not saying that you don't need to save. You do. You absolutely need to save in addition to your residual income, and you should invest, and you should eventually get to where you do have a money market account, and you should diversify and do all those things. Don't think that just because you have renewals, that stuff doesn't apply to us. It absolutely does. However, in addition to all that, $3,333 a month is like saving $1 million, which is really, really tough to do. But guys, we can show you real easily with this how to get your residual income up to $3,333 or more than that, significantly more, month in and month out. We can show you how to get to 10,000, 20, 30,000. It can happen. Won't happen overnight, but when you stick and stay and make it pay, it absolutely can and will over time. So Jason, thanks again for being on here with us. We sure do appreciate you and all you do at the home office for us to help create that vision. And guys, with that knowledge that we have, I promise you, Kyle and I will forward out this tool to you, is take some time with it. Those that hop on here and just go out and do nothing with that, it's going to have a little minimal effect, a little bit. But those that actually take this and play with it and get a little bit confused and write down your questions and come back to us and let's get those questions answered, it's going to have a big impact on you, not only now, but for the rest of your life and maybe even some generations to come if you play your cards right. So thanks for being on, guys. We end up every Zoom, but we have been so very blessed, and my gosh, we are. Look at what we have available to us. Let's go out and be a blessing for some people today. Because the more people that we bless, the more our families get blessed as well. Because the more we give, the more there is. Thanks, guys. God bless and have a great day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.